Hi, my name's Alicia Ault, and I have with me today a really good friend. Her name is Kelly Armstrong, and she's with Be Whole Financial Enterprises. She helps consumers, she helps loan officers, she helps real estate agents, helping their clients and the consumer get to big credit goals. And I'm really excited for her to be here today. And I'm happy that I've gotten to be with you and mentor you and assist you in growing your company. You are one of those people that we call success bosses here at Level Up Score, people who are really doing things right, have a passion for helping people, and we're super excited to be a part of your journey for your clients. So thank you for being here.
Well, it's such a pleasure to be here with you. Thank you so much for this opportunity. So, a little bit about me is I just have such a passion for helping others. I grew up in a small town called Newark, Ohio, and I just saw how there's a need to just reach out and help people because we're in a small town. We all kind of work together, and each person has their own individual issues, but as a small community, we're able to help one another. So I kind of took that passion of mine and began to grow and work in other entrepreneur companies. I always had an entrepreneur spirit. My mom used to say that, Kelly, I think you could sell underwear. And I'm like, oh, I'm not trying to sell underwear, but I do have a passion that when I am promoting something that I really care about, that I make it as if it's something that I have to do or something that I would be interested in purchasing, or like how I work with you. You're very knowledgeable. And so that's why I work with you, because I value people who have knowledge and that are willing to help each individual grow to the next level.
Yes, well, we are excited for you. And tell us a little bit about the people that you serve right now with their credit.
Yeah, so I serve consumers, I serve realtors, and also loan officers. And so those are my three main targets because each one has a different goal. We know that loan officers are working with basically the same type of consumers that I'm working with to get approved for a loan to do whatever they may want to do, get a home or get approved for something else that they may need in their home or something like that. And then also realtors love working with them because they aspire to help someone get into a home. And we know that the society that we're living in now, it's really hard to get into a home or even, I hate to say, even rent now. I mean, they look at your credit right now, even for rent, and you can get denied for rent. So it's like, well, where are these people going to live? And so it's just as we keep going through life, it's getting more difficult to even do, I kind of think, I say just the normal things of life that we all need. It shouldn't be that hard. And so all the consumers that are out there struggling with those types of things, getting into a home, getting their credit up to where they will get approved, and also working with the loan officers, I just have that type of passion because I want to see everyone have a roof over their head. I don't want to see anyone get denied anything that they work hard for.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that point up because we are in a crisis with housing right now. And so affordable housing is a big issue, but even more than affordable housing, I think there's a lot of consumers that can afford the housing, but they're not getting a chance to because they are being looked at almost just as hard, if not just as hard as if they were getting the loan to buy the house. And that's just for renting. And so I think you provide an amazing service in your community to help those individuals, whether it is that they want to buy a home or they want to be able to rent a property so they have that roof over their head. So that's amazing that you're out there doing that. And I just know there's so many people who need that assistance.
Yes. And I try to make it fun because it's already stressful trying to go through the process when you have to really sit down and look at your finances and you got more bills coming in than you have money. And then also when you're trying to get the loan and get approved, and then you do hear the word no, it can be very stressful. So when I sit down with the clients, I try to make it fun and be like, you know what, we're in this together. I've been there with you before. We're in it together. And there is definitely a light at the end of the tunnel. Now, yes, you have to be disciplined. It's not going to just happen by some magical thing in the sky. You have to really, really be disciplined in order to reach your goals.
Yeah. And I know, having been in the credit business for so many years myself, one of the things that I found that was maybe the consumer's biggest challenge is just not having the right direction, not knowing what is the best thing to do. And so sometimes they'll try to work on their credit themselves. I know for a lot of times people will come to me and they'll try to work on their credit themselves. A year later, they're no better a year later than they were when they talked to me the year before, right? And I think a lot of that goes to just the simple fact that knowing what to do, right? And I think that's a big part of your job as a credit professional is you're like, hey, let me put this plan together for you of what you personally need to do, not what, the TikTok and the social media is telling everyone to do, but like personally them, because everybody's situation is very different. And I think that's a big value that you bring. And I point that out only, Kelly, because I know consumers don't sometimes realize the value of what you're actually providing them, because they don't realize that that's a big part of it is just knowing what to do.
Yeah, and it's funny you say that because I got myself into a huge $30,000 debt because like I said, I aspired to help a lot of people. And so I got into different multi-level marketing companies. And I won't say the name of the one because I don't like to bash any company because my situation may not be the same as someone else's. But long story short, that when I was in this company, I didn't really understand how credit worked. I didn't understand really how credit cards work. I mean, I owed everybody. If you were my friend, I probably owe you money at that time because I had a lot of people that trusted me and they gave me their credit card so I could use it to get the things that I needed to continue to grow the business. And so it got to a point where I was like, I am definitely drowning. If I don't get out of this hole, I am not going to make it. And so I think a lot of that was contributed as well as me not really knowing and understanding how things work, how credit cards work, how does credit work as a whole. And they don't teach this stuff in school. At least they didn't when I was growing up. So then by the time I got myself in this big old hole, then it was like, oh, now it's time to start learning something. I better start understanding what's going on with this stuff so I can get out of it. So yeah, I agree with you. It's just interesting how the cycle works.
And I think, and I haven't been in the arena for a little while, but I came from the college and teaching classes on credit to the college students. I was also part of the BBB, which we taught elementary school students, but it was like it wasn't an actual class you take, right? It was just a little add-on thing that you can come and do if you wanted to and chose to. And so I still think today there's no actual academic course that people would take to understand credit. And so again, they're learning by getting into a big problem and hopefully finding a resource like you that can help them get out of it. So I think that the biggest thing for people today is like, hey, how about you get with someone like you, Kelly, to prevent it too, right? Understanding credit and understanding how that works. And I know you can provide action plans. You're a user of Level Up Score, so you can run their credit through. Here's your goal, and here's the plan for you. And so they can stay on track and understand how their credit is affecting them throughout their lifetime, right? And
For it because, like you said, I can create that action plan. Before my little action plans looked a mess. I love that Level Up Score does that. You just key in certain things and it creates it exactly. It tells them exactly what they need to do. And then I let them know what we're going to do. So what I love the fact of it is it's like we're working together. These are your assignments. We're going to check in once a month to make sure you're doing what you're doing. Here's what Behold is doing on your behalf. And we're also going to check in once a month so you know what we're doing. And then it's like a partnership. And then when we sit down to go through those follow-ups, it's exciting because I can be like, look, this happened and this happened. But it also sometimes can be an eye-opener because if something else hits, there might be well, I didn't realize that was going to hit my credit report. So yet again, I'm able to educate on why certain things hit their credit report while they're actually working the action plan. So keep those action plans coming, girl.
I love that. I think part of that came from I was an educator and I would go into colleges and they would want students want to know. A lot of people say they want to know how credit works, but when it comes down to like educating yourself, there's a lot of information out there that may or may not apply to a particular person. And so it can feel overwhelming and just feel like too much. And with the action plans that you're using, right, you're able to help them specifically for them and they can understand their own life and their own credit based on their goals. And it just, I think it clicks, right? They start to realize, okay, if I do this, this affects my credit this way, whether that's positive, green, as we do on the action plans, or red, negative. And they can learn from their own credit of how to optimize it, which is essentially what we're trying to help them do, right?
Exactly, exactly. Yes. And I think that they love getting that action plan because it's a visual. It's not just looking at your credit report. And a lot of times they don't even know how to read their actual credit report. But when you turn that credit report into an action plan that they can read, they can understand, and you just chip at it little by little. You don't have to tackle it all at one time. You want to get those small wins and then you start going and keep going. And then before you know it, you've tackled all the items and you really feel good about it because you had a true action plan to follow.
Mhm. Yeah, and it's transparent, so they see the whole everything that needs to happen. But like you said, you can do little by little. It's not about doing the whole thing, but at least they know the whole journey is laid out in front of them. They're not guessing about what that journey looks like. So, well,
Amen. How do you take a bite of an elephant or something like that? Or how do you chew an elephant one bite at a time?
one bite at a time. Or the lollipop guy from back in the day, the owl, he's looking how many licks does it take to get to the right, kind of the same scenario, but then he bites into the whole thing. So I think that happens with, our credit journey. We take the smaller steps to do, and then that gives us more leverage so that we can take a bite and do all of them at one time. And so, but you have certainly both ways of doing it.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. And I love the go-getters. I mean, if that's what you want to do, go for it. But those that want to go at a different pace, that's good too. We're here for whatever you want to do. We're here to support you.
And what I love about what you do, Kelly, it's not a one-time transaction. It's not like they're coming to you and then you're helping them build up their credit score and get them to their goal, and then you're just gone. Like they don't need you anymore. You have this program where they can stay on the journey forever. So they're constantly being reminded of what needs to happen. They can see every move they make, how that's affecting their credit. And I love that you also provide that to them, that you're a trusted advisor to them. You're not just you know, the common credit repair person, right? You're actually a trusted advisor. So really
Yeah.
love that you offer that.
It's funny that you say that because I have a couple clients that they're like, "Oh, I'm good. I'm done. We're good. Thank you for helping me." And then about a couple months later, I need you again.
Yeah. Yeah, right. And really, if the long scheme of things, and I've always done this in my organizations, but we have what I call the graduation program. And it's like, hey, credit monitoring is important to keep all the time because you never know when something new is going to come up. And I know the credit monitoring you use provides your consumers with that $1 million insurance policy against identity theft, right? And they get to take their name off the dark web where their information is being sold and all those other websites. And it's something they need to be constantly doing because unfortunately, identity theft is prevalent. Unfortunately, things will pop up on your credit that aren't even yours. So it's something you got to keep monitoring. And then you providing those action plans to them as they stay in this journey, they understand how each of these moves that they make are affecting their credit and how to overcome any obstacles that might pop up. And I don't think people think about that sometimes. They just think about, I would buy the house. And they get the house and they're like, I'm done. No, this is a journey. This is a lifelong journey. And I know that you provide that journey for them. And so
Yeah.
we appreciate you for that because people need that. We all
Mhm.
need that.
I really do. Yeah. And it's fun too, because like you said, then once they get the home, as long as they keep on the program, then like you said, it's a life journey and they see okay, if I go buy whatever it is, let's just say a washer and dryer, and they had to run my report, then they just see that day-to-day activity even after they accomplish their goal. So now they're again being educated on, oh, that might have lowered my points a couple, or that might I got to make sure if I get a credit card that I pay on time, I keep it under the certain amount of utilization. I mean, it's like it always is ringing in their ear how to keep it up since they work so hard to get it that way.
Yeah, and I know your plans will show them the best pay down date to pay that down by so that the credit score is optimized the best each month. So
Exactly.
that's another helpful thing.
It's a wealth of knowledge.
Yeah, it really is. And I'm happy that you're empowering people and I'm pleased to be a part of your journey and anything I could do to help you. But what would be if I have a consumer watching, this is Level Up Scores channel, we have credit professionals that might be watching this. We have loan officers, real estate agents, we have consumers watching this. And you're in Ohio and you work and serve the Ohio community. So would you mind giving out your contact information and how people can get a hold of you if they would like to have your services?
Yeah, sure. So again, it's Be Whole Financial Enterprise, and the phone number is 614-379-2636. And then you can also go to BeWholeFinancial.com. That's our website. And those are basically the ways you can reach out to us. And we would love to sit down and create those action plans for you to see exactly how we together can help each other, because you all are helping me as well, because I get excited when I see the needle move and the consumers able to get the home and the car. So even though I'm there doing these action plans and working our end of it while the consumers working their end, I'm so excited because it just brings such joy knowing that I'm helping them move to their next goal. And I always say, okay, now when you get that home, don't forget to invite me to the housewarming.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And the beauty is you serve a tight-knit community and I'm sure you probably do get invited to their home warming. So that's really awesome. So do you have an email address that
Oh,
anyone could communicate with you?
yeah, it's Kelly at BeWholeEnt.com. So it's kind of weird. The ENT stands for the enterprise. So Kelly, Kelly, at BeWholeEnt.com. Yes, thank you for mentioning that.
No problem. No problem. I love getting email correspondence because I can answer them any time of the day. I wake up really early in the morning, so you don't want a text message or a phone call from me in the morning. But maybe I can give you an email, right? So, well, I appreciate you, Kelly, for being here on Level Up Scores Spotlight. We spotlight success bosses who are out there doing what they do best, helping consumers, but doing it the right way. And so we're excited to have Kelly Armstrong on this. And if you are in that Ohio area, she wants to serve you. If you're a loan officer, a real estate agent, or consumer, please feel free to reach out to her. And Kelly, thank you for being here. We appreciate you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.